Welcome to North Harbour Stadium today for our match week for a game between the Northern Lights and Auckland Football. We've got a really exciting game coming up ahead, probably the two heavy hitters of the competition and what has been touted as the match of the week. So historically, in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership between these two, the Northern Lights and Auckland Football, we've had 4 encounters in the last 2 years, 3 of them ending in draws and 1 win to the Northern Lights. So it's a hotly contested match here and we're really expecting a great game here. Auckland Football have been the front runners of the competition so far, getting 3 wins out of 3. Northern Lights managing a draw in their first match against Capital and pulling off a win down in Dunedin against Southern last week. So it's really all to play for here today. Northern Lights really can't afford to drop any more points, so they'll be coming out looking to get all 3 points today. So both these sets of teams will know each other quite well. Obviously, a lot of these girls play club football against each other throughout the winter season in the NRFL here in Auckland. And also, a lot of them have played previously in the same club teams. We've got a couple of players, actually, that have played for either federation as well, with Taylor O'Brien and playing for the Northern Lights previously, for the Northern Football Federation previously, as well as Lainey Strachan, who is making her first appearance for Auckland Football Federation today. She previously spent the last 2 years playing for the Northern Lights, so it's going to be a really interesting battle today between these two sets of players who know each other reasonably well on and off the pitch. So Northern Lights playing from the left to right today on your screen, and they line up as a back 4 of Erin Hughes in goal, who made her debut last week for the Northern Lights, Saskia Vosper, Jervis, Mittendorf, Stratford making across the back 4. Not captains the side with Steinmetz and Savage in the midfield, and making up a front 3 of Maynard, Tafaru and Pritchards. For Auckland Football today, again lining up as a 4-3-3. We have a back 4 of Strachan, Anton, Philpott, Lemming and Alfeld in goal, with a midfield 3 of Bloomfield, Cleverley and O'Brien. And the front 3 of Cunningham Lee, who makes her first start for Auckland for this season. Collins leading the line with Hirano as support out wide. And Northern Lights have gathered possession here through Savage. Plays out to Stratford, who looks to play an early ball into the box. Bounces dangerously in the box, and it's dealt with quite well by Strachan, who puts that out for a corner. Well, early signs here from the Northern Lights, threatening quite early, and this might set the flavour for the game today. Alfeld in goal for Auckland Football has spent the last 2 seasons playing for the Northern Lights, so she'll be quite accustomed to what these players are like. Short corner played by Knott. Floated into the box. A little bit of confusion off the post. And goes out for another corner. Well, Northern Lights setting up a really early start there. They could have been quite early on the board inside the first minute of the game. And just the start that they're really looking for today. This time Not floats one in, just at the top of the 6. Spells out to the back post and hooked around by Mittendorf. Makes her way back. Well, dangerous play there by the Northern Lights, getting 2 early chances at goal from these 2 set pieces. So it'll be something to watch out for the rest of the game. So Northern Lights are set up quite deep here, encouraging Auckland to play out. Philpott on the ball. Plays wide. A lot of pressure there by Northern Lights, really surrounding the players. Pritchard with the ball, plays an early cross into the box. It's hooked away. Bloomfield up. Cleverly, just bouncing around in the midfield. It spills out for Pritchard, who keeps it in play. Savage on the ball. Comes back, really good 1v1 defending by Harana, and it goes out for another corner. It'll be interesting to see what the Northern Lights do here. They've created 2 chances from their last 2 corners. They've started the game off quite well. Auckland Football committing all but 1 player to defend this corner. Let's see what they come up with this time. Played into the box, into the 6-yard. Alfeld punches well, spills to the top of the 18. Mopped up by Steinmetz, who plays it back into the area. Stratford on the ball. Early shot and goes wide and high over the box. Out to Anton, who captains the side today. Plays it long over the top, searching for Collins. And it will just run out harmlessly. So Hughes gets her first touch of the ball today. Auckland set up reasonably high for this one, so we can expect them to press on this goal kick. And Hughes decides not to play out and decides to opt for the safer option, plays longer to Stratford, to Savage, finds her quite well. Steinmetz driving through the midfield. Hits the pass and it's cut out there by AFF. Cunningham Lee trying to wriggle away from her defender there. Steinmetz comes out with the ball, looks down the line to Tafaru, who's popping out quite wide today, and it's something that we saw against Southern United as well. It's played in behind, and it's kept in play, and another corner. So 4 set pieces quite early into the match today. It's just under 5 minutes gone. And we'll see how AFF set up for this one. So like Cleverly's going to stand on the ball to deliver this corner today. Played in short again. Popped out Harano, back into the box. It's floated up to the back post. And it's just gone out of play. Well, there's a good little piece of play there by Auckland Football, just catching Northern Lights a little bit there and directing the cross into the back post to Philpott, who has already scored 1 goal this season for Auckland Football. Northern elect to go long, flicked on by Knott, kept in by Pritchard, outnumbered there by AFF, cleverly dancing away from the pressure of 3 Lights players. Throw in goes the way of Northern Lights. Stratford on the ball. It's cut out by Cleverly. Pressure by Collins. Pressuring again. Ball spills out to the midfield to Savage. Auckland Football playing reasonably high line here. Something that Northern Lights will look to exploit. And it's just bouncing in the box there, and it's hooked away by Mittendorf. And it looks like it's gone out for a corner there for Auckland Football. Northern Lights disputing the call, however the corner has been given. Cleverly, and no rush to take this corner as Auckland Football look to set up again. They went short last time, so it'll be very interesting to see what they do on this corner here. Hirano comes out for the short corner looking for it. It's played into the box and it's goal! Wow, a little bit of trickery there. Hirano came out for the short corner and it's played into the box, and the goal has been scored by O'Brien. So Taylor O'Brien notches another goal in the National Women's League. That's her third goal of the season. And the goal coming in at 6.5 minutes into play. Well, the benchmark's been set quite early by both these teams, but Auckland Football, the one that's really taken the glory away so far. Northern Lights straight away onto the attack from the kickoff. Dealt well by Strachan there. And you see the midfielders for the Northern Lights coming out into wide areas to create those overloads, so it'll be quite interesting to see how that pays off for them for the remainder of the match. Longer throw into the box. It's flicked on into the box. It's bouncing around. Shouts for handball. Referee waves away. Play continues. Referee was not interested in the handball there, and the ball falls out for AFF. Bloomfield on the ball, under pressure by Knott. Managed to wriggle away. Good little piece of play by her. Plays it out to Strachan, who knocks it back, and Northern Lights retreat a little bit deeper into the middle of the park. Played wide, looking for Lemming out on the left there. Ball runs out of play. Well, it's been an interesting last minute, a goal and a shout for a handball by the Northern Lights, so you can see this is going to be a really exciting match to come. Lemming lets that run out harmlessly. Interesting to see Northern Lights aren't interested in pressing too high here, allowing the centre backs and the goalkeeper to have possession for Auckland Football. They're set up more in a middle block here and played long, and it's just touched out by Vosper, and they're trying to keep it. And Mittendorf's done really well there to hook that out for a throw, and it was running out for a corner off the touch of Vosper, and she's done very well there defensively. O'Brien on the ball. Under pressure, just keeping protection of the ball there. Shouts for a foul, and the foul goes against Auckland Football there. Brian not too happy with that call. Vosper on the ball here. Plays it out. And you see Auckland Football here looking to press a little bit higher than the Northern Lights, putting those centre backs under pressure. Ball pops out into the midfield there. Stratford on the ball, driving forward down the right hand side. Comes back into the midfield, and Philpott just hooks it away. Back to Jervis from the throw. Looks to go long, searching ball for Tafaru, who flicks on well for Pritchard. Pritchard into the 18-yard box. She's free. Squares it up, and there's no one arriving there, unfortunately. She was looking for Maynard, but she wasn't able to arrive for the pass. Another early chance there for the Northern Lights to square the game up. Maynard comes out with the ball, searches for Knott. Bloomfield does really well defensively there to come out with it. Strachan looking a little bit longer and direct to Cunningham Lee there. Tafaru on the ball, coming out into a wide area. Anton defends well. A well-experienced campaigner, Liz Anton. She's had 3 World Cup appearances for New Zealand in the age group sides for the 17s and the 20s as well. So she'll be leading by experience. Is quite composed in the back there. Northern Lights not too interested in pressing too high here. Searching ball in behind. No one there really for Auckland Football. Harmlessly out for Hughes. Pressure coming now by AFF. Pressure on Hughes. Hooks it away down into the midfield. Swept up by Bloomfield, who finds Collins. It's coming out wide. It's been a little bit scrappy so far. No team really being able to hold possession for longer periods of time. It's down to the defensive work from both sides. You can see the Northern Lights looking to really outnumber the Auckland players on the ball. Pressure coming from Vosper deep from the back line. Savage on the ball, finds a little bit of space in midfield. Head goes up looking for Pritchard in behind. Philpott able to control that quite nicely. Bloomfield looks for Cunningham Lee in behind. Slips the ball in behind. It comes out and it goes out for a corner ball there. Northern Lights disputing that it's already run out of play, unfortunately. It's come off Mittendorf and it's gone out for a corner. AFF were very effective in their last corner. That's where their goal came from. And a little bit of trickery on that one. So they've had two different setups. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here on this next corner. Cleverly looks deep onto the goalkeeper and just goes out of play there. You can see what she was trying to do. She was trying to put one just onto the goalkeeper where they're looking to outnumber and try pinch another little goal close to the goalkeeper. And Auckland, so Northern Lights escape a little bit of danger there. Haven't been able to play too much out from their goalkeeper from these goal kicks, and she's gone longer again, but finds Savage well. Looks to flick on, shouts for handball off Bloomfield, and Northern Lights free kick just around halfway. Northern Lights have searched a little bit longer, a little bit direct into Tafaru to hold the ball up for supporting midfielders. And tried to do a little combination out wide. It's not played off for them. Cleverly just pops into a wide area. It's been a bit of a standout so far in the National Women's, the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership so far. Anton driving into the midfield, looks long for Cunningham Lee and just overhits it and it goes out of play. Well, Auckland have looked for that ball a number of times now, that little ball in behind for Cunningham Lee, who is a massive threat for Auckland with a lot of pace. And she'll be a massive outlet for them today if they can find the right direction of the ball for her. Pressure coming by AFF. It's just bouncing around, pops off an Auckland player and goes out for a goal kick. Well, the high press for Auckland football is working relatively well so far, forcing the Northern Lights to play a little bit longer. Elects to go short here, Hughes, and the pressure arrives immediately. Forced to go long. Tafaru comes off, but spills off her foot there. Steinmetz do not. Collins dropping really deep into the midfield there. Played in behind for Hanara, and Jervis does really well there to cover up defensively. Puts it out for a corner, but it was a great searching ball into the box there by Auckland football. And they have to be quite aware of this. Collins there dropping quite deep into the midfield, searching for the ball. The two wingers able to get a little bit more narrow and be that threat in behind for Auckland there. Short corner again, cut out well by Vosper. Northern Lights here on the counter attack. Auckland football doing well to get back. Cleverly does well with Strachan. Combined down out wide, spills out for Strachan, and the ball's just gone out of play there. Bloomfield on the ball, who's just come back to football, taking a few years off to really focus on her studies, doing medical studies right now, and coming back to the National League, which is great to see her. And charged down there by Collins, and the ball goes out for a goal kick. Auckland football starting to find their groove into the game, just pinning the Northern Lights back a little bit. Pressure coming here from the wide areas by Cunningham Lee, who's just switched herself out to the left-hand side here, forces the error and it goes out of play. It's a throw-in for Auckland football here. Lemming with the short throw to Cleverly. Well, we wondered how well Auckland football would do today without Fletcher in the midfield to partner cleverly, and so far they've been able to find good answers for the Northern Lights, who just combine quite well here to release Pritchard out wide. Lemming stands her up. Tafaru gets the ball out in wide areas, slips it down to Pritchard, who plays the ball into the box, and it's a goal! Great goal by Maynard there. Great little play by the Northern Lights to release Pritchard, who finds a delicious cross into the box for Maynard, and it's 1-1 here at the North Harbour Stadium in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership match week 4 between the Northern Lights and Auckland football. Well, great little interchange of play there by Tafaru coming into a wide area to find Pritchard, and a great cross into the box, and an even better finish by Maynard, who squares it all up here with just over 16 minutes gone in the game. Well, it's been exciting so far, and we'll see what the response from Auckland football here is. Northern Lights will be looking for all 3 points here. A draw doesn't really help them, and a win is crucial for them today. Just a foul given away there by the Northern Lights. Strachan on the ball. Looks into the midfield. It's cut out well there by Vosper. Searches for Pritchard in the midfield. Unfortunately, it's cut out there by Anton, who's read the game really well and led the back line quite well so far. Hanaro just pops back out to the left-hand side, and it's a heavy challenge there in the midfield. Steinmetz getting the foul for the Northern Lights. Typically, this match has been, it is a derby match between two local sides here, and it does get a little bit more physical than this, so just early signs of what may come later in the match. It is a hotly contested match, this one, between Auckland football and Northern Lights. And referee not happy with that one there, just asking for the play to be reset. Last year when the two sides met in the double round of the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership, both matches ended in a draw 0-0 when Auckland hosted the Lights, and then finished 1-1 when the Lights hosted Auckland football. Those goals coming from Vosper and an own goal by the Northern Lights. Malia Steinmetz looks for a longer ball, collected well by Alfeld in the box, no pressure there, and rolls calmly out to Anton. Strachan, who's getting quite high and wide for Auckland football, playing a rather expansive game today. And you can see both fullbacks are relatively high for Auckland football, looking to create those 2v1s on the fullbacks on the Northern Lights. Lemming comes out well with the ball. Pritchard battling to get that ball off her. And a foul's just given away. A little bit of confusion as to why by the Northern Lights. You can see Collins as well drifting really deep into the midfield to get on the ball. Might be a little bit of design here by Auckland football to get her more on the ball to link up with that midfield, and you can see she's just coming off the mid block there. Played out wide to Lemming. Northern Lights have been able to deal well with Collins dropping a little bit deeper. Steinmetz doing well as that holding midfielder for them so far today. Comes out to Limit Philpott, who does well there defensively. Just bumping around there. Pritchard tries to take it down the line, but unfortunately runs it out of play. Cleverly taking the throw here for Auckland football. Gives it to Lemming. Collins just drifting out wide for Auckland football, trying to get on the ball a little bit more today. Philpott just tries to put a foot through that one. Comes out to Savage, just bouncing around in the midfield there. Played down to Haranaro. She's through on goal. Just tries to keep it in play. Great cross in there, and it's dealt well there by Mittendorf. And Auckland football happy to see that one go out for a corner. Creating some good chances here, Auckland football, from these corners. Goes short, not picked up by the Northern Lights. Cleverly floats one into the box onto the penalty spot. Falls out for O'Brien, who takes a shot and just puts it over the top of the bar. And Northern Lights have to be quite switched on here for these short corners. They were caught out for one of those that led to the goal. So it's imperative that if they want to reduce the chances of Auckland football here, to really be to keep switched on and well organised with these defensive corners. Goes a little bit longer and not tries to keep it in play. Quickly taking throw in there by AFF to Collins. Does well to hold the ball up under pressure there by Stratford. Looks for a cross into the box. Flicked out there. Lands to Bloomfield. A little bit of space to dribble in. Well tackled there by Savage. Anton looks for one just over the top there. Savage does well there on the ground to get something on it and finds Pritchard. Steinmetz combines well with Tafaru, who drops really deep into the midfield again. Savage playing as a 9 right now for the Northern Lights. Cut out there by Bloomfield. Bit of a sloppy pass there by Knott, trying to find Savage a little bit higher up the field. Rolls out to Anton, who's happy to just step on the ball there. Pressured by Knott. Falls out for Northern Lights. Flick on there, Knott on the ball. Higher ball in for Maynard. Just bouncing around there in the 18-yard box. Auckland football able to get a little bit more control on the ball. Longer searching ball for Collins there. Cut out well by Maynard. Collins on the ball. Jervis just trips over there. Collins 1v1 with her. Finds Cleverly in space. Has a shot. Really well blocked there by the Lights. And falls back out to Cleverly, looking for support. Finds Hanaro in behind the Northern Lights, and it just goes out of play. Now they've been able to find Hanaro a little bit in behind the Lights today, and she is a threat for Auckland football, scoring 3 goals so far. The Japanese international making her first appearance in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership this season, with the change in the regulations allowing for foreign players to play in the competition, and she has been a fantastic player so far. Really exciting to watch, so she'll be a key player to watch for Auckland football today. Ball comes out and it's a free kick for the Northern Lights, just around halfway out wide. Another key player missing for Auckland football today is Takeda, the fullback, who's managed to score 2 goals for them so far and had a number of assists, and she's been a really exciting player to watch as well. Another player from Japan for Auckland football, taking full advantage of the international player allowance for the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership. Pressure applied there by Bloomfield. Roll back there to Mittendorf. Vosper linking well with Tafaru, who's drifting really wide today to get on the ball a little bit more. We saw this against Southern football, where she was drifting into really wide, deep areas to get onto the ball. So far, finding a lot of position for herself today. Not calling for the ball up high. Searching ball, cut out well there by the defensive line for Auckland football. Philpott. Long ball in behind. Pritchard running onto it, not putting pressure. Philpott just gets a foot. Shouts for a penalty. And the referee's given it. Wow. Knott was through on goal, and she's been pulled down in the box by Philpott and disputing the call, but the referee made up his mind very quickly, and a yellow card there for Philpott for denying a goal-scoring opportunity for the captain Knott, who's taken the ball for herself here. Well, this could change the tide of the game. 25 minutes gone here at North Harbour Stadium Oval. And a penalty for the Northern Lights, potentially to put them up 2-1. Great ball in behind there with Philpott trying to clear the ball and collecting Knott instead. Well, it's former teammates Knott and Alfeld up against each other, both playing for the Northern Lights last year. Interesting to see which direction not picks and whether Alfeld's able to read the direction of this penalty. And it's a goal for the Northern Lights, placed to the left-hand side of the goal. Alfeld trying her best to get across, but it's a well-placed low penalty by the Northern Lights, by Captain Chloe Knott, taking responsibility for the team and gives the Northern Lights the lead at 2-1 after 26 minutes of play. Well, sort of came out of nothing, that one. A long searching ball in behind, Knott getting contact by Philpott, who got a yellow card for that one, and Northern Lights leading 2-1 here. What will the response here be by Auckland football? Cut out by Philpott well there. Cunningham Lee on the ball. Comes out into the midfield, shouts for free kick, not given. And it's given now. No advantage there for Northern Lights. Free kick given away there by Strachan. And sees a yellow card. Oh, apologies, that was O'Brien there getting the yellow card for Auckland football. Simet stepping on the ball. Set up to go a little bit longer here. Searching ball for Savage. Stands up by Anton. Comes out, Strachan on the ball. Pressure by Knott. And ball rolls out of play there. Well, it's been an exciting game so far. 27 minutes gone in the match, and Northern Lights up 2-1. Strachan climbs high, and ball rolls out of play for another throw-in. Well, the Northern Lights will be very happy with their start today. Struggling to find the net in the first game against Capital Football, and they haven't made much mistake today. They've been quite clinical. Another searching cross in, and Alfeld comes out to collect. Does well. Just spills that one, but does well to block the shot there. And the ball rolls out to Auckland football. Pressure being applied by Vosper. Anton on the ball. Northern Lights happy to sit off the centre backs. Longer searching ball there. Played in behind Stratford, and it rolls out for play. You can see Auckland football really searching for Hirano in behind today. Not being able to connect too well so far. Stratford on the ball. Pressure by Cleverly out wide. Ball rolls out of play. Throw in for the Northern Lights. Another throw in. Tafari looking to take the quick throw in. Rolls to Stratford. Pressure being applied by Auckland football. Collins leading the charge there. Decides to stand off a little bit. Longer ball in behind. Well, it's interesting to see both teams adopting to play along. A bit more direct style at times today. Pritchard, can she create another chance for the Northern Lights? Cut out well, rolls to Knott. Dancing in the box, comes out to Knott, and Pritchard just puts it out. You can see what she was trying to do. They're trying to find Maynard and Savage at the back post, but unable to get a foot around the ball there, and goes out harmlessly for Auckland football. Auckland football, yeah, having a really good style of play in the last few games, able to keep possession well, but Northern Lights, to their credit, have done really well to disrupt their style of play today. It's just an interesting question to see if they're able to find that again today, because it has been a dangerous tool for them in the past 3 matches. Played away clear. Jervis deals well. Pressured by Collins. Falls to Cleverly in the midfield. Finds O'Brien. Steps over and comes to Savage. Northern Lights here on the counter-attack. Savage driving with the ball. Bloomfield does well to get back. Anton defends well and puts it out for a corner there. Well, game starting to sway a little bit more in favour of the Northern Lights here. Looking a little bit more dangerous on the counter-attack and with their longer balls in behind. Auckland football just trying to settle in and find their rhythm. They play a really good short passing style of football. Unable to find that today, so it'll be really interesting to see what Aaron McFarlane, head coach of the side, does. Experienced campaigner Aaron, obviously led the 20s previously for New Zealand football. Comes out to Knott, another short corner, calls for offside, and Maynard just strays offside there for the Northern Lights. It'll be interesting to see how AFF do adapt and change what they do in the match to get themselves back in. Alfeld just on the ball, spots it down, and pressure coming by by Pritchard there. Pressure stepped in there well by Northern Lights, by Knott, and just cleared away. That's the first time we've seen them press quite high, and it was quite successful there, just spilling away from the touch of Knott, which could have been a great dangerous chance for them inside the 18-yard box there. It'll be interesting to see if they do adopt to a higher pressing style in the game as the match wears on. So far, the tactics of the Northern Lights have been paying off quite well for them. Maynard gets the ball, finds a little bit of space, looks for the early cross just under the foot there of Anton. Cleverly on the ball, Philpott, and Northern Lights happy to sit back a little bit deeper, adopting more of a 4-4-2 formation here when they're pressing a little bit high, with Knott joining Tafaru as a second striker. Back to Philpott, unable to find their way through, but happy to keep the ball here between the goalkeeper and the centre backs. Bloomfield just drops a little bit deeper, trying to get on the ball. Finds a little bit of space and time, tries to drive out to Anton. Longer ball there, searching. Collins in space, in behind, gets him behind Mittendorf there. Mittendorf stands her up, defends quite well, 1v1 there. Collins just falls over the ball, but does really well to keep hold of the ball. Maynard does really well there to drop deep to defend. And the ball comes off the shins of Collins for a goal kick for the Northern Lights. Hughes on the ball. Hugh plays her football for Ellerslie across the bridge. Northern Lights unable to find a secondary goalkeeper early in the season, so Erin Hughes kitted up for the Northern Lights for the season and kept a clean sheet last week in her first start for the Northern Lights against Southern United down in Dunedin in that 3-0 win. Cleverly on the ball. Harano tries to skip away from a defender, tries a little back heel for Cleverly. Just comes off and Lights defender there. Pritchard finds Tafaru dropping really deep. Searching ball for Maynard. Pressure on the back of Anton there. Comes out to Jervis. Knott combines well with Steinmetz with the one-touch pass there. Maynard tried to keep that under control and link up with Tafaru, who's dropping very deep again into those wide areas, deeper than her wingers, and sitting in between those fullbacks and the wingers. It did work out well, which led to the first goal for the Northern Lights. Bloomfield under pressure by Knott. Finds Lemming. You can see the shorter passing style of Auckland football starting to come to play here. Finds the switch play to Strachan there. Flick on there by Collins. Cut out well by the Northern Lights. Searching ball for Tafaru in behind. Philpott does well to mop up. Back to Alfeld. Pressure coming here from Maynard. And dealt well there by Alfeld in goal. Calmly played the ball to Bloomfield there in the midfield. Anton on the ball. Searching short pass there into the midfield. O'Brien skips away from her defender. Plays in to Collins in behind into a wider area. Tracked well by Mittendorf, and assistant referee waves for a foul there on Collins, and it's a free kick in a dangerous area for Auckland football. It'll be interesting to see what they make of this one. They've had plenty of tricks so far in their set plays, and this one here, close to a corner. It'll be interesting to see how they set up for this one. .35 minutes gone here. Deeper ball into the 18-yard box, lofted up. by Auckland football. Cleared well by the Northern Lights. Bloomfield does well to put pressure on the ball. Trips over cleverly on the ball there. Strachan, searching ball. Cut out well. Bloomfield back on the ball. Pressure coming from the Northern Lights. Really good pressure there by the midfielders of Northern, and Pritchard especially there leading the line. Anton. O'Brien tries to play one around the corner for Strachan. Gets a little clip on the heels there by Savage. Takes the foul. Just over halfway there. Auckland football want to be going into the half tied up. So it'll be interesting to see how they play out the next 10 minutes remaining of this match, of the first half. To see if they can pull themselves back here. Northern Lights will be delighted to go away with a 2-1 lead at half time. Searching ball into the 18-yard box. Just bounces. Hughes does well. Claims that ball. No pressure there for Hughes. Does well and just settles the play down, not looking to go too quickly there. Looks to go a little bit longer there. Bloomfield does well to control the ball under pressure from Savage. Lemming well followed through there by Savage. Ball rolls out for the Northern Lights here on the counter-attack. Pritchard gets into the box there. Does well. And look to curl the ball into the back post, unable to get a foot really around the ball, and harmlessly goes out for a goal kick. But great play there by young Pritchard, who's able to cut back in onto her left foot there. And Auckland football just looking to play out safely from the back. Northern Lights happy to sit a little bit deeper. Auckland football struggling to find their midfielders on the ball through this midfield block of the Northern Lights, and have been forced to go back to their goalkeeper a number of times here. Calmly trying to pick their way through the Lights' defence, and it's played long in there to Harano. It's come off Stratford, and the Northern Lights done well there by Jervis to roll the ball out for a throw-in. Northern Lights really consciously aware of these dangerous corner kicks by Auckland football. Rolls out to O'Brien. It was dangerous from those areas for the Auckland football. Played long. And Auckland football combining well. Ball to Cunningham Lee. Massive threat for the Auckland team there off the front there. Unable to find really the space that she would be looking for to get herself in behind. It was a massive threat for Ellerslie this year in the Northern Regional Football League, scoring a hatful of goals for them. Looking to replicate that same form for Auckland Football Federation today. Northern Lights not in too much of a rush to take this throw, and happy to milk the clock here, take that 2-1 lead into the break. Great pressure there by Maynard. Spills out for Knott. Maynard back on the ball, and it's hacked away by Anton. Referee gives the foul just for a little tug there on Maynard. Anton not too happy with that call there. And dangerous area here for the Northern Lights. And shooting range for Steinmetz or not. Savage, they've got a number of options here who could potentially look to line up a shot here. Auckland football just committing 2 players to the wall here. You got Vosper and Knott just standing over the ball. Vosper will be looking to kill this one with the right foot to the back post. We've got Savage, Tafaru waiting for the set piece. You can see Pritchard just looming around the back there, trying to get herself into a goal-scoring position as well. Played in dangerously, and it forms harmlessly to Alfeld there. Just unable to really get that ball to the back post there by Vosper. She was looking probably to try to catch Alfeld out on the near post potentially. Cleverly dropping a little bit deeper on the ball to get onto the ball herself. Looking a bit longer into a wide area for Lemming. Just rolls out a play there, just overhit there by Auckland football. Tactic they've looked to do today is to get those fullbacks a little bit higher on the ball, or searching for those wingers just in behind, particularly down their left-hand side. Comes out for O'Brien. Steinmetz wins the ball, rolls out to Tafaru. Savage collects the ball in a wide area, plays the ball into a dangerous area, claimed well by Alfeld, who calls confidently and comes and claims well for the Auckland football team. It's always great to have a goalkeeper like that commands the box and just eases the pressure on the back line there cleverly. Oh, and comes out there, O'Brien, for Cunningham Lee, unable to control the ball there. Searching ball there to Vosper, getting herself higher up the field, playing on the left-hand side, often used as a right back, and just converted to a left back recently with the FFDP, the Future Ferns domestic program here, who train and play at North Harbour Stadium. Maynard doing well to roll away, collects the ball, shouts for a free kick by both sides there. Collins able to get the ball. It's just a little bit scrappy right now, but the ball rolls out to Knott. Vosper, great touch inside, and a little foul there, unable to collect the ball. A little bit of trickery there by Vosper, just ball rolling away from him, unfortunately. Quickly taken free kick by Auckland football to get the ball moving again. Bloomfield out to Strachan. And they'll be looking to switch through Bloomfield. It's something that they have done frequently in their last matches, and something that they did really effectively against Canterbury United Pride when they went away and got that 4-1 win. But Auckland football haven't been in this position before, where they've had to come back from behind to get themselves across the line. So it'll be interesting to see how the mentality stacks up for the players here. But experienced campaigners all around for Auckland football, and they'll find a way for themselves. But equally, same for the Northern Lights, who have plenty of experience, especially through Stratford, who has seen numbers of years playing in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership. Comes out to Cleverly, searching to play through the Northern Lights defence, finds Hiraro inside the 18-yard box, stands up Stratford, who does well defensively, looking to come back out through Lemming. Pritchard dropping really deep to defend there, comes out to Cleverly, and just a little foul there by Savage on Cleverly, a little bit clumsy there, and a promising area potentially for Auckland football to get themselves back on the score sheet. It's not long to go in this half. Only a couple of more minutes left. It'll be interesting to see how much additional time is added on for this first half. There'll be a few stoppages through free kicks, corners, and the penalty, so it'll be interesting to see what the fourth official does put up for this match. Philpott stands over the ball. Auckland football have loaded up on that back post there, so we can expect the ball to be going in there into that area. But they've had plenty of tricks today, so don't discount the short ball out to Bloomfield, who's just rolled out into a wide area here. It's a searching ball, driven into, trying to get through the wall there, but pops out. Bloomfield on the ball, rolls into a dangerous area, but cut out really well there by Jervis, who sets off a great counter-attack for the Lights through Mittendorf. Pritchard finds herself in behind, but really great cover defence there by Auckland football. Pressing through and comes out harmlessly there. Hinaro with the ball, sets it back to Philpott. Out to Anton. Happy to just keep control possession of the ball. They're in no panic to really force the ball up the field. Searching for Collins there, and it rolls out of play by the Northern Lights. Savage on the ball to Steinmetz, under pressure there by Cleverly. Comes back to Savage. Steinmetz does really well there. Rolls it out to Tafaru. Looks for a searching ball behind for Pritchard, who gets herself into the 18-yard box and defended really well there by Anton, who put enough pressure on the ball and collected well by Alfeld, who seems to have taken a little bit of a knock there, struggling to get herself up off the ground. Just by the follow through by Pritchard there. Well, Alfeld, who's had a great game so far in net for Auckland football, as a trade through FFDP throughout the winter. Has played the last 2 seasons for the Northern Lights, and spent a number of formative years after finishing high school in the college system in the US, and has a wealth of experience and a seasoned campaigner as well. Played for the from Christchurch, and it's just a drop ball here for the Northern Lights, who will just knock it back for Auckland football. A little bit of confusion there, but ball rolls out to Alfeld, out to Philpott. And just keeping it across the back here, trying to find a way through that defensive line of the Northern Lights. Again, not joining Tafaru as a front two. And cut out there well by Vosper. And that is halftime here at North Harbour Stadium. The match currently poised at 2-1. Goals for the Northern Lights coming through Maynard and not from a penalty, and the solo goal for Auckland football coming through O'Brien from a well-worked set piece. So it's all to play for in the second half here. An entertaining match which started off really quickly and it's slowed down a little bit, but it'll be really interesting to see Auckland football be coming out in that second half, really searching to get themselves back level with the Northern Lights, and be interesting to see how both teams adjust tactically and what they bring for the second half. So all to play for here in match week 4 of the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership at North Harbour Stadium. Welcome back to North Harbour Stadium for the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership Week 4 match between the Northern Lights hosting Auckland Football. Match is poised at 2-1 with the Northern Lights going ahead through goals from Knott and Maynard. Auckland Football taking the O'Brien. So Northern Lights doing really well to get themselves back into the match, but it's all to play for here in the second half as the players get themselves ready. It'll be interesting to see if either McFarlane or Bate do go to the bench, both teams with a lot of experience to come off the bench today. Notably, Northern Lights with Ketty on the bench, and over 50 caps for the Ferns, and has played previously in the W League for winning the title with both Sydney FC and Canberra. So a great player to have ready to come off the bench for the Northern Lights to extend their lead, and they really can't afford to drop any points here today if they want to stay in the hunt for the grand final. The way the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership stacks up is that after a single round of play due to COVID extending the winter club seasons, the format's been reduced to one round, with the top two teams after a round robin playing the grand final, with the team that wins the league hosting the final. So already here, there's no substitutions being made at half time, so we're going to start off as we finished. Northern Lights attacking from your right hand side to the left, with Auckland Football searching for the equalizer from the left to the right. Cleverly on the ball. Out to Strachan, back to Anton, searching for Cunningham Lee. Hooked away there. O'Brien, heavy challenge there by Steinmetz, setting the tone nice and early in the first half. The searching ball into the box comes out to Bloomfield. Northern Lights have done really well to really stifle the creativity of the Auckland midfielders. They'll be really looking to get themselves back on the ball as much as they possibly can. Tafaro just on the ball there. Coming out to Knott. Back to Philpott. To Cleverly. Midfielders from the Northern Lights really tracking their midfield as well today for Auckland Football. Just really making it difficult for them. Jervis steps out well and just tripped there by Collins. Just a free kick there for the Northern Lights, who take it quickly to Steinmetz. Rolls it out to Mittendorf. Mittendorf, former captain of the under-17 Ferns, who went off to win bronze medal. And Pritchard just played in behind there, and it's just rolled out for a corner kick. And good searching ball there in behind by the Northern Lights. Just came off the head there off Lemming. And an early set piece. Well, the first half started off with a hiss and a roar for both sides creating a number of chances. It sort of just slowed down as the match went on. It's good to see another early quick start here. Not on the ball for the corner here. What will she be doing? Searching ball into the box, and it's just caught the wind and it's just gone out for a harmless goal kick there. Alfeld happy to see the ball just sail over the bar. Well, Northern Lights in the first half set up quite deep, giving the Auckland centre-backs plenty of time on the ball, but really stifling the creativity of letting the midfielders get on it. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it in this next half. If any tactics have really changed for the Lights. Rolls out wide to Strachan, under pressure from Maynard, who rolls back. Savage pressing Anton there, and it goes out for a goal kick. So immediately a little bit of a change there. Northern Lights looking to engage a little bit higher up the field and put pressure on that Auckland back four. Anton on the ball. Savage coming out to put pressure on. Searching for Cunningham Lee, and it's hooked out of play there. Cunningham Lee unable to find the joy in behind the Northern Lights defence today. Have done quite well to really stifle the creativity, especially of Hinaro out on the left-hand side for Auckland Football. It was a big threat for them in the previous three matches, their leading scorer currently. Auckland Football previously haven't had much danger in finding the back of the net. 16 goals scored in 3 matches, and they'll be looking for all that today to really get themselves back in. Northern Lights, though, managing to keep a clean sheet last week, so it's going to be really great second half here as we have one team looking to really attack. And early substitution here for Auckland football. We have Cleverly coming off, and it appears that coming into the midfield there is Maisie Joel coming into the midfield there for Auckland Football Federation. Previously have won the title in 2017 with Auckland Football. Coincidentally, the year that they did win it, Ben Bate was the assistant coach of Auckland Football, now the head coach of the Northern Lights. O'Brien wriggling herself into the box there, cut out by Knott. Vosper looking for a long searching ball there for Maynard, cut out well by Anton. Bloomfield back on the ball and cut out there by Vosper. Rolls to Strachan to Collins. Stands up Mittendorf one-on-one, protecting the ball. Trying to get something. Maynard joins her and comes out with the ball. Defends really well. Strachan comes to O'Brien, takes a shot early and harmlessly into Hughes' hands there. Second match for Hughes here in goal for the Northern Lights in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership. Couchman, who started the first match for the Northern Lights, unfortunately injured in training. Hughes has done well as the number 2, stepping in last week to keep a clean sheet, and then doing so far quite well in this match for the Northern Lights, gaining confidence as the match goes on. Maisie Joel will be an interesting change here for Auckland football. If she can get herself going, she's quite a tricky player and has a lot of tricks in her arsenal, but right now it's Pritchard with the ball, searching cross into the box, harmlessly into the hands of Alfeld, who looks to launch a quick counter-attack through O'Brien. Bounce back to Strachan, who searches for Collins, harmlessly out to Mittendorf. Back to Savage, to Tafaru, who drops deep. Tafaru, who spent the last year playing in the collegiate system for Iowa, and back due to COVID, due to the season being cancelled, so back for the Northern Lights for this season. Previously spent age group football playing for New Zealand and went to the Under-20s World Cup previously in France. Out to Philpott. You see the Northern Lights have gone back to how they defended in the first half, really stifling the space for the midfielders for Auckland football, but have been forced to probably play a little bit more direct than they'd like to. It's been really good work there by the 3 midfielders for the Northern Lights, really pressing hard and defending really well in the midfield. Savage, Knott and Steinmetz. Strachan on the ball, takes it off the toes of O'Brien, and she's played out there by Vosper. Vosper, who captained the side last year to the final. Back to Collins, finds a little bit of space off the throw-in, tries to dance away into the box, comes back out to Strachan. Bloomfield. Again, that pressure coming onto the midfield. Savage doing really well defensively today for the Northern Lights. Countless times regaining possession off the ball. An experienced campaigner, Savage there. She's spent a number of years playing professionally in the W League with Adelaide and Perth. Out to Collins. Again, dropping really deep to get on herself on the ball. Outside of the foot to Cunningham Lee. Ball just rolls out for a throw-in for the Northern Lights. Auckland football just slowly starting to get a handle on the game now. Coming into the 8th minute of the second half here at North Harbour Stadium. Strachan and Savage coming together there into the box for Cunningham Lee. Tries to get herself around, defended really well there by Maynard, and goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. Strachan and Savage, their former teammates last year at Glenfield Rovers on the north side of the bridge. And the battle of the bridge currently in favour of the Northern Lights, as Hughes elects to go a little bit longer here to play a little bit safer. Bloomfield rolls out to Jewel, gets a little bit of space here. It'll be interesting to see what she decides to do. Tries to beat Steinmetz 1v1, rolls it into Hanara, who links up well with Collins. Collins free in the box, and she's been pulled down. She asks for a penalty, and it's been given. Wow, here we go. Lily Jervis, just a little tug on the shirt there, and Collins goes down in the box. Referee, no hesitation to give the penalty. And Vosper challenging the decision, but the referee's not interested. Well, this could really tie up the game. Hughes in goal is going to be really tested here. It'll be interesting to see who steps up here for Auckland football. It appears that Collins has decided to take it herself here. Auckland football previously getting a penalty against Central football, which Maisie Jewell took herself. And Collins stands on the ball. Well, this to tie it all up here at North Harbour Stadium, 2-2. Hughes just dancing around in the box there. Collins, and it's saved! Great save! And a rebound as well. And Hughes, massive save there. Collins tries to go to the left of the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper blocks really well and then collects the rebound. Wow, great goalkeeping there by Erin Hughes. In net for the Northern Lights, and it's straight away back in position for Auckland football. Have to search for another way through. Hughes in goal for the Northern Lights as the game stays at 2-1 here. How much of a change? How much is that going to come to the final score of the match? Hughes standing up well in goal, and here's Tafaru trying to get him behind. Comes to Alfeld. Hughes has appeared to be a really safe pair of hands for the Northern Lights in goal. Really doing well as debutant too. Couchman in goal. Great save there on the penalty as the match stays 2-1, and AFF forced to search another way through the stubborn defence of the Northern Lights. Steinmetz looking for Tafaru. Rolls out to Philpott. Bloomfield in possession, under pressure by Knott here. Alfeld on the ball. Pressure coming here by Pritchard all the way through to the goalkeeper, and Alfeld does really well under pressure there. Hooks the ball down the field, and Vosper on the ball. Finds Tafaru down the line, controls well. Anton defensively very strong in a 1v1 situation here. Well, Sammy Tafaru, currently the second all-time scorer for Forest Hill Women's on 44 goals. That record is actually currently held by O'Brien, who plays for Auckland football currently, who has 45 goals for Forest Hill. So Auckland football will be really looking for that sort of form to come through for O'Brien if it's just to pull them level in this match. And they had a great chance just before through Collins, but a great save there by Hughes and a great follow-up save as well to quickly get up and deny Auckland football the draw. Currently 12 minutes gone here, and a free kick for Auckland, for Northern Lights in a dangerous position. All the players lined up there on the back post. Two players in the wall for Auckland football. It'll be interesting to see what Vosper does here, if she can find a player for the Lights. You can see ball played in, floated into the box, just overhit there, and it rolls out. Just catches the wind and rolls out for a goal kick there for Auckland football. Played out there by Alfeld to Philpott. Searching ball there in behind for Hanaro. Chased down by Stratford, who does well under pressure from Hanaro, who just forces it out for a throw-in. Stratford on the ball. Under pressure there, shouts for a throw-in. goes the way of the Northern Lights. Cut out there by Auckland. Hanaro back on the ball, finds her way through. Bloomfield under challenge there by Steinmetz, rolls out for Strachan, who's able to switch, trying to combine there with Cunningham Lee, but cut out there by the Lights. Northern Lights have had an effective counter-attack today. Cut out there by Vosper again. Back to Maynard. Cunningham Lee dropping back deep to defend. And knocked on there by Tafaru for Pritchard to run onto. Pritchard 1v1 there, really great footwork there. Tries to find a cross into the box, but cut out there by an Auckland defender. Duel on the ball, finds Hanaro. 1v1, just slips over the ball to Knott now. Knott finds Pritchard. Pritchard links up well. Cross comes in and Anton hooks it. And it's to Duel. 1v1 there and a free kick there, given away by Knott on Duel. Heavy challenge there on Duel. Deep in the half of Auckland football. You see the pressure really coming from Northern Lights here, really fighting hard to keep this 2-1 lead intact. Auckland football really struggling to breach through this defence, and cut out there well by Maynard. Maynard, another member of that under-17 team that did win bronze in the World Cup 2 years ago in 2018. Referee not happy with the sneak there by Lemming, or by Anton, apologies for that throw in. Lemming, Strachan on the ball. Back to Anton. Searching ball in behind. Dealt well by Mittendorf. Collins tries to flick on, but no one there to support her. It'll be interesting to see if Auckland football look to go to their bench again. Again, plenty of experience there for them to tap into to try to get themselves back on level terms here with the Northern Lights. Anton on the ball and just plays it out. Searching in there for Cunningham Lee. Northern Lights defence dropping off quite quickly and deep to deny that space, and they're working really well as a collective unit today to deny that space in behind their backline for the quick attacking players for Auckland football. They've managed to keep Hanaro and Cunningham Lee fairly quiet today as Vosper takes the throw in. Savage tries to flick it on and combine with Tafaru. And referee stops the clock. Thinking there was a substitution there for Auckland football, but it's been cancelled there. Steinmetz comes out with the ball to Joel. Bloomfield out to Philpott, really forced to go backwards a fair bit today, the Auckland team. Joel putting pressure on the ball. Hanaro. Savage gets herself out wide, 1v1 with her defender, finds a cross and into the hands of Alfeld, who looks to quickly set off a counter-attack. Rolls it out to Bloomfield, who's got a little bit of space here as the Northern Lights defenders get themselves back. Well cut out there by Steinmetz. Back to Bloomfield, back on the ball, and Anton plays a little chip pass up. O'Brien coming out into a wide area to get onto the ball. O'Brien with a little bit of space here to find Joel. Finds Hanaro. Stratford does really well there. Heavy challenge on Hanaro to knock the ball out of play. You can see both strikers for both teams dropping really deep to get themselves on the ball. Joe, a little clever flick there to try to get herself on the ball. Bumps into Jervis. Long ball played in by... And Pritchard with a foot race there on Anton, who clears away. A lot of times here, the Auckland defenders find themselves 1v1 as they go in search for that second goal, giving the pace of Pritchard and Maynard potentially opportunities to get themselves in behind and put a little bit of an extension on this lead for the Northern Lights. The counter-attack for the Northern Lights starting to become a little bit more devastating today as they set up more into that deeper block. Out to Tafaru. Savage wriggles away from her defender and goes out for a goal kick. Alfeld to Bloomfield, is able to turn and drive in the midfield under pressure from Savage, looking for Cunningham Lee, and cut out there by Vosper. Rolls it back to Mittendorf, who's able to find Knott. Good little combination here by the Northern Lights to get themselves out of trouble as the Auckland team looks to press high. Hanaro gets herself well across to put pressure on Steinmetz. Shouts for handball. Handball there against Anton. And the substitution here for Auckland football. Apologies for the Northern Lights as Steinmetz makes her way off the field, who's had a fantastic game at the deep lying position for the Northern Lights. And coming on for the Northern Lights into the midfield is Jess Innes. Jess Innes, who plays football for the Forest Hill Milford this season. Previously played for the under-17s and under-20s as well. Long ball into the box and flick on by there by Tafaru. Speciality of Tafaru is she is a great target player for the Northern Lights and really strong with her back to goal to feed into other players for their runs off. They haven't been able to really capitalise on that today too much. Just comes off the shin there off Collins for a throw-in for the Northern Lights. Auckland football appearing to have Ella Russ ready to come onto the field for their next substitution. Exciting young player as well, a little bit of speed about her, currently an FFDP apprentice as well, so she'll look to change the game. Who scored in the first game against Central with a delightful chip in that match. And Northern Lights looking to press high and put the pressure in, and ball rolls out to Tafaru here by great work by Maynard. Pritchard coming through. Apologies, Savage there coming through, trying to put pressure on Alfeld as the ball's rolled out again to Anton. Ball just rolls out there. No team really able to get a true foothold in the game here today in terms of maintaining possession as a strong attribute of this Auckland football team, but the Northern Lights defensive units have done really well to put pressure on as Hanaro comes off for Auckland football. And we have young Russ coming on out to the right wing as Cunningham Lee moves herself out to the left. Russ, who did score in that first match against Central Football, will be looking to even up the score here for Auckland football as we progress halfway through this first half. Not much time left for Auckland football to come back into the match. Apologies there, and another substitution did occur for Auckland football with young Pynenberg coming onto the field in the place of right back. Pynenberg, originally from Holland, moved over here as a young child. Plays her football currently for Western Springs, but has spent most of her football actually playing in the boys' competition and has only made her first senior season appearance for Western Springs this year. So previously to this, very limited 90 minutes of football. Obviously youth boys playing shortened formats of the 11v11 game. Knott here on the ball. Out to Mittendorf. Calmly on the ball, back to Knott. Stray pass there, and it's pressure for Hughes that Dells did really well there. And back to Pynenberg. Rolls back to the goalkeeper, Alfeld, who tries to find her again and puts the ball out of play there. Great pressure there by Maynard to force the mistake there by Alfeld. And another substitution here for the Northern Lights as Sam Tafaru comes off for Keti. So Emma Keti, who has 52 caps for the Ferns, coming on. And it's not a bad substitution to bring on later into the game as he looked to put the match out of reach of the opposition. Missed the last match through due to injury and just returning back to play now. It'll be good, interesting to see how Kitty goes in this match. Obviously a massive threat in that first game and unable to find the back of the net. It's a long throw by the Northern Lights, bounces out. Player bumbled over in the box, and it's a penalty given away. Pritchard under pressure, and she's been knocked down, and another penalty for the Northern Lights. Well, the third one of the match. And how crucial is this for the Northern Lights to put the game out of reach? Well, not stepped up for the first one, but she's given it over to Savage, the experienced head of Savage, to take this penalty to really put the game out of reach, potentially for Auckland football, as we approach the 24th minute mark of this match in the second half. And another yellow card given to Bloomfield, it appears, for pushing over Pritchard in the box. Well, the game poised here at 2-1 with Savage coming up to take the penalty for the Northern Lights to extend their lead to 3-1 here at home at North Harbour Stadium in match week 4 of the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership. And this will give them a great footing as the league goes on. Savage and places it calmly to the right-hand side of Alfeld, who guessed right, but the power on the ball puts the ball into the bottom corner of the net, and the Lights extend their lead to 3-1 here at North Harbour Stadium, and it will give them a great deal of comfort that it got that penalty coming from a longer throw into the box, as Pritchard was bumbled over by Bloomfield in the box, and Northern Lights claiming a real stake for the championship this year. Auckland football previously undefeated, winning all 3 matches up to this point, who have 20 minutes to really get the foothold in the game and claw back those 2 goals. O'Brien on the ball here. Pynenberg linking up well with Russ. It's cut out well by Vosper. Strong challenge there. Pritchard's moved herself into the middle of the park, with Ketty pushing herself out to right wing as the Northern Lights look to counter-attack here through Maynard. Maynard slips the ball in behind, and it's cut out there, looking for Ketty. Ketty drifting in really centrally from that wide area, something that she did quite well against Capital Football. Unfortunately unable to open her account in that match. The Northern Lights have really come to life here in the last 2 minutes, putting a lot of pressure here on Auckland football and really stifling their creativity as Pynenberg gets the ball and looks to dribble and link up with O'Brien. Back to Anton, searching ball there for Collins, who's dropped deep back into the midfield. Cut out well there by Innes. Pressure coming a little bit higher up by Auckland football. Searching ball there for Not making a run in behind into the 18-yard box, gets herself ahead of Anton. 1v1 with Anton. Links up with Maynard, combines again. Northern football keeping the ball comfortably here down their left-hand side as Vosper wriggles away under pressure. Ricochets back to Knott, and they reset back as they look to switch the play out to Stratford out wide through Jervis. Just overhit there, and Stratford unable to keep the ball in play as the ball rolls out of play. Northern Lights using 3 of their substitutions so far in this match, with Innes coming on. Apologies, 2 of their substitutions with Innes and Ketty. With Auckland football using 3 of their substitutions. And just a little foul there. Just a little kick there by Auckland football. Both teams were quite happy just to play on though. Referee rolls it back for a free kick. $18 minutes left here to play at North Harbour Stadium as the Northern Lights have a commanding 3-1 lead over Auckland football. Ball rolls out to Innes, looks to Lincoln with Savage. Bloomfield cuts out really well. Back to Jill, under pressure there by 2 Lights players. The Northern Lights midfielders have done really well today. This ball rolls out to O'Brien. O'Brien out to Strachan. Northern Lights defenders dropping quite deep to prevent that longer ball in behind. They just have to be a little bit careful that the midfield unit does come with them, not giving too much space for Collins coming off the front there. Collins finds a little bit of space to dribble and drive into the box. Last time she was able to do that, she got a penalty for Auckland football. Strachan with the throw-in. Cunningham lead knocks it back. Free kick there for the Northern Lights. And Stratford on the ball. Hands it over to Jervis, gets it to get herself higher up the field there. If you're the Northern Lights, you'll be very happy with how you've gotten into the game today to really stifle the creativity of Auckland football. As not looks for Ketty out wide, who's just flagged offside there. Just got him behind a little bit too early there as Auckland football looked to take an earlier free kick, and immediately under pressure there by Pritchard, who's worked really hard up top for the Northern Lights. Ketty trying to link him with Knott. Ennis looking to switch the ball through, and it comes out to Russ, who's able to intercept well. She's through, and she's able to launch a quick counter-attack through Cunningham Lee. Ball pops out to Collins. Collins surrounded by Vosper, who's done really well there to get herself behind in what would be a match that potentially a goal-saving tackle there by Vosper, as Russ looked to link up a really good counter-attack for Auckland football. Now it's the turn of the Northern Lights. Pritchard there straying well offside, and the assistant referee there on the near side not really struggled to make a decision there by Pritchard. And another substitution here for the Northern Lights as Maynard makes her way off for Wassie. Wassie, another member of the FFDP training squad here, under 20 representative, who's worked her way back from a devastating knee injury, who kept herself out of action for the last season in 2018. So it's really good to see her back on the field. A really rapid attacking player, full of creativity, and it will be exciting to see how she imposes herself on the match today. Back to Anton, who's under pressure by Wasu, does well. And it's back to Anton here, down the near side. And ball rolls out of play, under pressure by Wassie, who gets the throw in for the Northern Lights. Vosper looks to take one quickly, looking for Pritchard in behind. Dealt well by Anton. Anton's had a strong game for Auckland football today, leading the backline quite well. Always a standout in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership. Wassie on the ball. Wriggles away from a defender, looks for an early shot and back into the arms of Alfeld. Rolls out to Bloomfield, and heavy touch there by Bloomfield. Alfeld tries to keep it in, and a needless corner there given away by Auckland football. And Northern Lights appear to be in no rush really to take this, their 3-1 lead. And not too long to the left in the match, with 14 minutes left to go in this match for the Northern Lights to claim victory over their neighbours over the bridge, to claim bragging rights for the Battle of the Bridge. But a lot can happen here in 14 minutes in a game of football. Auckland football really need to find a way through the stubborn defence of the Northern Lights. Referee just having a word to the players about pushing. Well, Northern Lights have piled a lot of players here onto the goalkeeper. You know, the ball will probably land up somewhere around that spot. And referee just says, wait for my whistle there. You can see what they're trying to do there, put numbers on the goalkeeper, on Alfeld, and really create a little bit of chaos in that 6-yard box for a little goal there. Northern Lights putting 4-5 players into that 6-yard box. Jervis just hanging around, and it just goes out near post. Poor corner there by Knott. Ball rolling out, not really taking advantage of the pressure that they applied on the goalkeeper there. And great press there by the Northern Lights, regaining ball higher up the field. Ennis looks to link up with Wassie. Rolls out to Peinenberg, and the ball's gone out for a throw-in. Assistant referee there on the side closest to us. In a great position to see that one is Bloomfield. Under pressure by Savage, who's done really well in the midfield today, really imposing herself defensively. on Bloomfield, really making life difficult for her to really find a groove today. Anton, searching ball there for Collins. Mittendorf does well, but picked up there by Russ. Mittendorf tries to come through the back of Collins and it falls out to Innes. Back to Vosper, tries to find Wassi, comes to Russ. Russ doing well there to keep possession. Comes out to Anton, who's got herself higher up into the midfield. Anton, if she is given the space to dribble and drive, she will, and she has done so there. They just have to be quite careful, this Auckland football team, not to be exposed. Pritchard there, just finding herself in a 1v1 situation with the remaining defender in Philpott. Ball just rolls out there for a throw-in for the Northern Lights. AZ Girls been kept a little bit quiet here for Auckland Football Federation. She's able to really get herself on the ball into space as she is. Does have the ability to unlock a defence with a 1v1 ability. As Pritchard here comes out with the ball, does well to keep hold of the ball and sends Stratford, who makes a long run from the back line, searching for a longer cross. Comes out to Pritchard, free in the box, and it's blocked well. Comes out to Wassi, and it's cleared there by Auckland Football, who have a chance here to launch their own counter-attack with midfielders joining forward. Russ links well with O'Brien, who's just overplays that pass there. Comes back to O'Brien, though, finds Russ down this right-hand side for Auckland Football. Tries to get herself around Mittendorf. Physical battle there between Mittendorf and Russ. And the free kick there given away by Russ there for the little pull on Mittendorf. Wow, a great chance there for Pritchard to really put this game out of beyond doubt for Northern Lights. Great little cross there by Stratford to find a free in the box and potentially not deciding to take that one touch to set herself up, but maybe the option there for her was to just take it for the first time shot at goal. Mittendorf happy to milk the clock here just a little bit more. Anton free to head the ball to O'Brien. Links him with Bloomfield. Searching ball there for Collins, who tried to flick it on there for the run of Cunningham Lee. Searching ball there for the Northern Lights. Ketty finds herself free and shot, and it just goes over. Well, Northern Lights looking a little bit more dangerous on this counter-attack as they look to use up their remaining two substitutions today as Stratford comes off in place for Barry. Barry, another member of the under-17 side and the Northern Lights last year. And Savage, who has had a fantastic game today for the Northern Lights in the midfield, makes her way for Luxton. Luxton, again, another member of that under-17 side that went away in 2018. Took the year off football last year to focus on her studies down in Victoria, has made herself available again to play for the Northern Lights. And it'll be great to see her back in action after a long spell away from football, 2 years away from football, to see how she goes in this match, the remaining 10 minutes of this match. And immediate touch there by Luxton. Quick free kick there by Auckland Football, still moving though, and the referee asked for it to be taken back, stifling the counter-attack there by Auckland Football, and they did have a potential option to get themselves into a goal-scoring position there. Unfortunately, the poor play brought back there by the referee. Bloomfield wriggles away from Innes. Cut out there by Ball, searching ball into the box there. And player down here by the Northern Lights. Well, they've used up all their substitutions. Appears to be a head injury here as the referee waves on. Medical team. Well, Northern Lights just used up their remaining substitutions, so if she's unable to continue, they will have to finish the match with 10 players, as they've used the allotted 5 substitutions in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership match 4 here. And, well, the match poised at 3-1 here, and this will put on a little bit more added time for Auckland Football, who'll be searching to get themselves back into the game and come away with a point here, which will keep them comfortably in the top spot. Northern Lights, who have had their bye so far, will get themselves with this win onto 7 points, 2 behind Auckland Football, who do lead the charges in the in the standings with Canterbury United Pride, who sit themselves with 9 points as well. Auckland Football, who were able to beat the Pride away from home in the home ground of English Park 4-1 to get themselves that lead. And it appears that Wassi just coming off the field just for additional treatment. She hasn't had the best of luck with injury, so it'll be interesting to see how Northern Lights line up for the remainder of the match to get themselves through as they see this match out. Well, it looks like they've just adopted for the 4-4-1 formation here, with Kitty going up as the solo striker, with Pritchard getting herself into the right wing position and is pulling herself out to a left wing type position here as they look to defend this 3-1 lead. It'll be interesting to see if Auckland Football can take advantage of this numerical advantage as Russ decides to keep the ball off the drop ball, with Anton finding her way and finding Russ in behind and Vosper there able to just calmly knock the ball out of play. And no ball there for Pynenberg to quickly take the free kick, so has to go chasing for that ball. There's just about 6 minutes left in this match between Northern Lights and Auckland Football and the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership, as Collins tries to get herself around Vosper, but the ball goes out of play for a goal kick. And Hughes just taking her time to spot this one, using as much time as she can to get themselves the result. Those 3 goals coming by 2 penalty kicks for the Northern Lights, and the opening goal by Maynard from that delightful cross by Pritchard, who's had a fantastic game here for the Northern Lights. Luxon winning that second phase ball there, and referee just flags there Kitty offside. Kitty not too happy with that call, but just straight herself offside and coming back onto an onside position there. Auckland Football rushing to take this free kick as they look to get themselves back on the score sheet, bring this game back to 3-2 for all to play for in the remaining 5 minutes of the match. Heavy challenge there in the midfield, and the ball spills out. Free kick for the Northern Lights. Jervis there just happy to walk the ball up to the free kick spot. 4.5 minutes left here in this match, in the local derby of the Battle of the Bridge between the Northern Lights and Auckland Football. Is a long searching ball there played in, rolls out to Kitty. Under no pressure there to keep hold of the ball for not. Challenge there by Lemming, and the ball rolls out of play. Stratford just walks over to take this throw in. Apologies. That's Barry there. Barry, originally from Central Football. Again, a member of the FFDP who moved up for Auckland. Spent last season playing for Forest Hill Milford as well. Plays back to Jervis. Barry there has a sister who does play for Central Football as well, so be interesting in a couple of match weeks' times when the two sisters meet each other, when Central Football travel up to play the Northern Lights here at North Harbour Stadium. And big challenge there as well. Ennis there running into the challenge of Anton, intercepting the play there, and Anton given a yellow card. Northern Lights applying pressure there. They could have been away through that interception, and Anton picks up a very smart yellow card to prevent the Northern Lights putting additional points on that scoreboard. And four yellow cards coming in the way of Auckland Football today. Anton picking up another one, showing really the physical nature of this match today. Ennis quickly got up after that heavy challenge. It appears that Wassi hasn't gotten herself ready for the second half to come back onto the field, so the Northern Lights will see the match out with the 10 players. And they're very lucky that they do have the 10, that they do have this 2-goal lead to see out. And it's a great strike and a great goal there by Mittendorf. Wow, places it back post on Alfeld, and they go up 4-1 with 10 players, not long left, and what a strike by Mittendorf. Well, no one expected that one from 35 yards out there by Mittendorf. What a strike and what a goal and what a way to get yourself on the score sheet for the 2020 ISPS Handa Women's Premiership. Well, what a goal there, and you can safely say potentially the game has been put out of reach for Auckland football today. And what a goal there by Mittendorf. Well, arguments will be made that is the goal of the round and potentially of the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership. Fantastic free kick there by Mittendorf. And a free kick just given away here. Similar position by Northern Lights for Auckland football as Anton steps over the ball. Free kick here for Auckland football. Two minutes left to play here. Searching ball into the box there by Auckland. Bounces and just harmlessly goes past that near post of Hughes. And ball's just had a slight deflection there in all the chaos, and it comes out for a corner kick for Auckland football as Jewel races herself out to take this one. No rush really to take this one. Searching ball into the 18-yard box. Players climb, but it goes out. One v one there. Great battle. Ketty doing really well defensively, doing her defensive duties for the Lights. Searching ball into the 18-yard box. Rolls out for Philpott, who swings and misses at the ball. Rolls to Bloomfield. And Knott's taken a bit of a knock there from the shot from Philpott, and free kick for the Lights. Jervis looking to take a quick one there, but settles back. Jervis searching ball higher up the field, looking for Pritchard. Comes to Bloomfield, tries to spin away and play forwards, finds Jewel. Auckland football still trying to find a way through this Auckland Lights defence. Stratford sets off a counter-attack and Ketty again strays offside. Defensive line holding up quite well there. And again, Northern Lights finding plenty of counter-attacking opportunities as the match comes to a close. As we look to the fourth official for how much time will be remaining in this match today. O'Brien on the ball. Out to Pynenberg. Pynenberg, excellent futsal player for Auckland football as well. Has had a couple of caps for the New Zealand side as well. Philpott on the ball. Auckland players higher up the field looking for the longer ball. Good little combination out wide. Throw in for the Lights. They'll be happy to see the match wind its way down today with a 4-1 lead. Well, they've come to the party. You can say they were guilty of not taking their chances in the first match against Capital Football, but you definitely can't say that today as they've notched away 4 goals against Auckland Football, who have started this season off with a hiss and a roar with their 3 matches, and the Northern Lights have pegged them back. Massive bragging rights going forward for the year in the Battle of the Bridge. The question is, will these be the 2 sides that see it out to be the grand finalists for the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership? Only 4 match weeks gone though, so plenty to play for as it goes on. Canterbury United Pride will surely have something to say about that as well, who host the Northern Lights down in English Park in the final match week, which could set itself up to be a fantastic little encounter there. Searching ball to the box, just selects the deflection there. And heavy challenge there by Vosper as the ball rolls itself out for a corner kick for Auckland football. Short corner here played by Jewel. links in with Russ and just puts the ball out of play. You can see she was trying to just put it there a little bit closer inside the 6-yard box, unable to get a foot really around the ball. And ball just rolled out for a harmless goal kick for Hughes. Hughes won't be under any obligation to play this one out as she looks to set up and play a little bit longer. Unable to find a member of the Northern Lights as it comes to Bloomfield. Able to find Russ with the space to travel into the box. Russ into the box here, forced out to Pynenberg, searching ball and hooked away there by the Northern Lights defence. Rolls to Ketty, under pressure from Bloomfield, to Barry. Barry looking to set off to Ketty in behind the Auckland defence. Well, the Northern Lights aren't settling for 4 goals here as they look to search for another one as this match wears on. There's not too much longer to go as we are deep into injury time here. O'Brien. Collins just steps on the ball there, just bouncing around in the midfield. Bloomfield does well to switch the ball out to Anton. Anton with space to travel into the midfield. And the referee says that's all today, folks, for the Battle of the Bridge between the Northern Lights coming out victors 4-1 over Auckland Football Federation here at North Harbour Stadium in the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership of match week 4. Northern Lights pull themselves 2 points closer to Auckland Football Federation, who currently sit in first place on 9 points. Canterbury United Pride sitting at second place on 9 points as well, but behind on goal differential. Well, it's shaping up to be an excellent and exciting ISPS Handa Women's Premiership for 2020, and every point is valuable. And the Northern Lights have come here and they have taken away all 4 points, and really a lot of happy faces there for the Northern Lights. And exciting to see what the remainder of the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership brings to us. All settled here, 4-1 for the Northern Lights over Auckland Football at North Harbour Stadium. Thank you for tuning in to the Sky Sport Next live stream of this match week 4 of the ISPS Handa Women's Premiership. Looking forward to seeing you again next week.